ladies. It's the weirdest day. It's overcast and then the sun just broke out. So I hope the lighting is okay. But I wanted to do this video. I hope my energy level is okay. If you think it's off, there's a reason. Me and my brother ate yesterday morning, and I ate the greasiest cheese omelet. Oh my goodness. Something told me not to eat this. It looks so good though. I ate it and I haven't been right since. So if you feel like I'm a little different, that's why. But we're going to go ahead and do this video because I wanted to get this up for you because so many of you have asked me for an update on the drugstore powders that I tried. I'll link the video below where I show the haul video, where the haul video will be. And I've tried 6 different drugstore powders, and I wanted to tell you about my experience in wearing them after having a couple weeks with them and trying them out. The good news is there are some good powder at the drugstore. This is what I found. I wasn't a believer before, but now I totally am because I have some really good favorites. Let me tell you about them. I'm going to go ahead and do that before the sun really freaks out on me. I think the clouds are up there for a while though now. It's going to be cloudy. I'm going to pick a random powder, no particular order, and tell you about it. So again, I have 6. First one I picked out is L'Oreal True Match. Now this was one of my favorites. I had 2 favorites overall, and this is one of them. Such a fantastic powder. The one that I have is Cappuccino N8. The nice thing that I think they do, Max watched it. Max is watching a squirrel out there, and he is right near my tripod. They have neutrals, they have neutral powders, which this is N8. They have cool powders, they have warm powders. I think that's a really, really good thing and really, speaks to so many different skin tones that are out there. The funny thing to me is that the True Match foundation is not a good fit for me, and it's pretty sad because of my oily T-zone. I find that I get oily within like a couple hours of wearing it, so it's kind of pointless. And they came out with new shades not too long ago, and there's a perfect match for me. I forget what it is now because I did return it to Target. But yeah, so I'm kind of bummed that the foundation, I always have been kind of bummed that the foundation isn't a great fit for me. But the powder totally is. I would totally repurchase this, and it's great. It's so nice because all of these powders are under $10 at the drugstore or Target or Walmart is a really good place to get these very inexpensively. So True Match is definitely one of my favorites. All right, I'll pick another one. Okay. All right, this is the Rimmel Stay Matte. So many people wanted me to review this, because of my darker skin tone. I am an NC50 in MAC for reference, guys. And I had always wondered myself, people rave about this stuff, and I had always wondered myself what this would be like on my skin tone. Now, I have the color, it's number 001 Transparent. That's the one that I got. I'm going to need some powder soon. My nose looks really shiny in the viewfinder. It says it's a long-lasting pressed powder. I am not a fan of the packaging. This doesn't stay put, so this is not something I could carry with me, which is a huge issue because with most of these, I did use these to set my makeup, but I also use them throughout the day, and I couldn't bring this with me. Huge, issue. The powder is really decent. I found that I had to tap it very, very lightly in my T-zone for this to work. I really couldn't go nuts with it. Like the rest of these, I could get all over my face, do a full face touch-up. With this, I had to lightly tap it, and I had to just be very careful with it. So along with the packaging issue, this is definitely not the powder for me. It's a good powder. If you're of a lighter skin tone, I think you'd really, really like this if you're looking for a really great setting powder. Maybe I just got a bum one and I can't close it. It falls right off. It just falls right off. So maybe I got a bum one, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and maybe this is a really good powder fit for you, but for me, I just can't see it happening. Max, what are you doing? I gotta watch that dog. He's a sneakster. All right, next up is Maybelline's Fit Me powder. This is number 360 Mocha. It's one of their pressed powders, and it's a new shade. It says it right there. They came out with some deeper shades, and I gotta tell you, this was the biggest miss I've ever made. All right, Max. It's one of the biggest misses I've ever made. This powder is number 360, and it's way too dark for me. I could use this as a bronzer. It is one of those powders that is darker than it looks. by far. Okay, so a huge misstep on my part. But the other thing is it's the other issue that I have, and why trying these was kind of interesting to me, because at the drugstore it's so hard to find the right stuff. It's hard to find the right stuff because you can't test it out. You can't see what the color is like. You can't open it. You're looking at through plastic, through glass. It's such a mess, and I wish, that, it was more like Ulta and Sephora at the drugstores, Walmart and Target, because I would really like to try a lot of stuff and figure out what color is right for me, but I can't. So anyway, let me tell you about this powder, because I did wear this around the house, and it is, like I said, a really great bronzer for my skin tone. The powder was really good. It's probably my third favorite. It's a really nice staying powder. I would say the True Match stayed with me a lot. Whoa, the sun really came out. Powder stayed really, sorry about the lighting issue, guys, but the sun beating down on me is not really good. I may get sick. Anyway, the staying powder was really good. I would definitely say this is like my third favorite. It was a good finish, quite natural looking, not as natural as the True Match in my opinion, but really good, way better than the Rimmel. Something about it just wasn't a really, really great fit for me. Maybe I need my right color, maybe that would kind of, seal the deal. But I found that there were two powders that were better than this Maybelline Fit Me. But a very, very good effort. And at $5 at Walmart, this is such an inexpensive, great option, if you're looking for a powder, a good powder. All right, next up, I picked up the CoverGirl Trublend. This is one of my least favorites, and this is translucent sable, and it just was not a great powder. I just didn't enjoy it at all. It was just one of those situations where it didn't look natural on my face. It really looked, like I was wearing powder. It wasn't a good fit. It has some shimmeriness to it, which I am so not a fan of. There's a slight shimmer, and I feel like that was why the color looked off. That was why, it just wasn't really a great fit for me. And it didn't look quite as natural as the others. So that was probably my least favorite one out of all of these. I even like the Rimmel Stay Matte a little better, just because it didn't make me look fake, it didn't look fake on me. The next one that I'll tell you about is NYX's, this is their Stay Matte but Not Flat. This was a pretty good pick. Now this is a powder foundation, and I wanted to put this in the mix because so many people, the Rimmel in this, I wanted to put in the mix of this, review, because so many people have asked me if I like them or not. So I recognize that this isn't exactly like the other products that I've shown you, but it is a really, nice touch-up powder that I used. The thing that I had a problem with when it came to this, the color that I have is nutmeg. Nutmeg, yeah. 14 nutmeg. The problem that I have with this one is, did I tell you the last one was translucent sable? Sorry, the CoverGirl that I tried. Anyway, back to the NYX. The problem that I had with this is staying power. This one, out of all of the others, had the biggest, I had to use the most often because the color would just fade on me. It was like it wasn't there, or not the color, the powder would just fade on me. It wasn't there for me. It sounds like a really bad relationship. But basically, I had to use this to touch up a lot more often. It didn't help as much as the others did with keeping me matte, which is kind of weird, but it also just really kind of broke apart on my skin, like on my chin. I feel like it broke apart what I was wearing. What foundation I was wearing, and I tried this one probably the longest because I was like, what is going on here? But definitely not a good fit for me. Pretty far down the line towards the end of what I really, really enjoyed using. So I was pretty disappointed in this, and if you have any tips on getting this to work really well, I'd love to hear it, because I really want to like this because the color match nutmeg is so good. Last, but definitely not least, is the Revlon Nearly Naked Pressed Powder. I love this. Out of everything here, my favorite thing. I have the shade Dark, number 60, and Did I say I loved it? I loved it. It is a really, really good powder. This is just, if you have one thing to, if I had, knowing what I know now, if I was just going back and buying one, I would buy this. I might also, if I didn't have, they didn't have this, I'd get the True Match. But this is definitely my favorite. The Revlon Nearly Naked in Dark. Such a good fit for me. The most natural thing here, a slightly bit more natural than the L'Oreal True Match, which, you know, again, they're kind of neck and neck, but I just like this one better. You know what this one reminds me of? It reminds me of a higher end product, and I swear to goodness, to me, these are dupes. It reminds me of the Urban Decay. Now, I have Urban Decay Naked Dark powder, and I swear this, let me turn it the right way. This is like the same thing, but far, far less than the Urban Decay Nearly Naked powder. Both very natural, both look like your actual skin, both look beautiful, beautiful, beautiful on. So the winner in this powder war, drugstore powder war for me, is definitely the Revlon Nearly Naked. And there goes the sun, it's back. Let me stop this hot mess video. Please let me know what your favorites are. It's okay if we disagree. If you have another favorite, I'd love to hear about it. If you have a favorite that I didn't like so much, I'd love to hear how you wear it, how you make it work, that kind of a thing. I think we'd all like to know that. That would be good information. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for your patience. Talk to you later.